Oh, and we are live. It says we're going. It says we're streaming.
Burping.
Yep. We're back to a...
Can you record stuff?
Yes, I can. Okay.
Alright, guys, grocery games until the...
Oh, yeah.
Until the game
Always the guys.
Just until the game starts.
Oh, just... the Angels are playing the Yankees.
Yeah, they're still at the Yankees.
No, they're not at the Yankees. They're home.
Sorry. Yes, they're still playing against the Yankees.
Yes.
Creative player got hurt.
I saw that right before he comes out here.
Yeah, because we saw him play the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as creative player got hurt, all tickets for the Angels dropped by 50%.
Yeah, I was so happy. I was like, all right.
Like, oh no, creative player.
Poor creative player.
Because he all missed us. Alright, we're live. We weren't live last week. We're live this week. We had a bit of a hiccup. Hiccup being this guy wasn't here.
Yeah, that's a hiccup.
Yes, I call it a hiccup. Alright, that's you.
Call it what you want.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Exactly.
Alright, that's gone. That's what I'm looking for. Come on, open up phone. Alright, we're live, we're going, and we are...
And we're recording.
And
Hello.
we're live.
Hi.
Oh, that's a bad
Hey,
angle.
hi.
Whoa.
Hey, ooh.
Yeah, there we go.
Angles. Hey, it's the Media Boat Podcast.
Welcome. Hello.
Hi. Today is Wednesday, April 24th. This is episode 172, I believe.
Yes.
Because 171 was last week.
Yes.
The one I missed. Yes, I am back in the wonderful state of California, here where we record the Media Boat Podcast. I was in sunny Florida last week. I will not be discussing that because nothing this week has to do with anything I did in Florida.
Wait, were you a Florida man for a week?
I was Florida man for a week. I saw a lot of Florida men last week. I was next to one on the plane on the way back, too. He had the full, camo pants and, a long-sleeve shirt. He was flying out of Tampa. He was the kind that, you look like he could just get up and start hunting?
Yes.
That was what this man looked like.
If he was wearing camouflage, how did you see him?
Ha! He slept with his hat down over his face the whole flight. It was weird. Anyways, we're
not here to talk about Florida, man.
We're here to talk about the Media Boat podcast, or we're not talking about the Media Boat Podcast. We're doing the Media Boat Podcast.
We are the Media Boat Podcast.
And that is a podcast in which we talk about movies, television, video games, and music, not necessarily in that order.
But you did that on purpose.
But some order, every week, week in, week out, no matter who's missing. Last week, you had some special guests.
Yes, I had some special guests. We had a very extended sports section.
I bet.
We had some
I was looking forward to it.
We had some curated news.
Uh-huh.
Did you get my shout out?
I have not listened to the podcast yet, but I will. It's on my list. I have a lot of catch up.
You do,
as you can imagine. I have maybe 6 podcasts left. I've only knocked out 2 today. I have a bunch of music that I haven't listened to. I have a huge backlog because when you go to on vacation, turns out you don't have nothing but free time.
Well,
you may think that you do, but you never do.
Well, the chat welcomes you back.
Hey!
Hi guys, welcome back, Matt.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. So let's get rolling into the Media Boat Podcast. We always start the podcast with movies, and we always start movies with the weekend box office numbers. So I was so off the grid that I didn't even know what the hell these movies are.
That's okay. Most people didn't, as it was Easter weekend.
Yeah, so your number one movie is something that I didn't know about until today. Is something called The Curse of La Llorona?
Yes. La Llorona. It's a
Llorona.
Mexican. Yes, double L is Y.
Roll it.
Yes.
Gonna roll it.
Yes. That is your number one film, I guess. Horror film.
Yes.
It's a horror film.
Okay, got it. Well, it made $26 million in its first week, which earned it the top spot.
Yeah, this is actually like the record low for an Easter weekend in like 15 years.
Well, yeah, nothing big. No big religious movie came out.
Yeah, no big religious movie came out, and
Family.
nobody really put out a film because of what's coming up this weekend. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get there.
The rest of the box office.
But yeah, Shazam comes in at number 2 with another $16 million. That thing is at 120 domestic.
Yeah, it's about 350, 375 internationally or worldwide.
Yeah. Breakthrough broke through with $11 million in, I guess, its first week.
Yes. Not quite a breakthrough, but...
Captain Marvel, number 4 with another $9 million. That thing has $400 million. Domestic. Though, if recent rumors and trends are to be believed, Avengers might creep up there in a week and a half. Seeing as I heard numbers today that are citing 900 worldwide
we'll get
first weekend.
Well, let's round out the top 5 real quick before we start talking about that.
We'll get there. And then lastly, Little. And number 5 with $8 million. That's sitting at $29 million. In case you're wondering where those Disney penguins are.
Disney's nature release, Penguins.
All the way down at number 12 with a measly $2.2 million.
This is the lowest for any Disney nature film to be released.
I don't think anybody knew this was happening.
I think people were... Yeah, I mean... They usually put out something like this around Earth Day.
Yeah.
Which, it was penguins this year. Last year, I think it was chimpanzees. Year before that was elephants or cats or something.
Regardless, nobody cared.
Well, yes.
And this thing bombed.
Yes, but I think this could be a good sign as they may relegate, from now on, all Disney nature stuff to Disney+. Plus.
That would make sense.
That would be a good call.
Yeah, that would make some sense. Of course, and I don't even need to tell you, but this weekend, the big release and the only release is Marvel's The Avengers: Endgame. Yes, which is the end game for your colon, as you will not be able to pee until it is over.
Yes, it will be a 3-hour film culminating in the past decade. People say 11 years because 2008 Iron Man.
Yeah.
But it's a decade.
Yeah, decade and change.
Decade and change.
Will be resolved, question mark, in this movie. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, exciting stuff. We're going to see it on Tuesday.
Yes, we have our tickets.
We have our tickets.
We have plans. We have made our plans.
So by the time we record this podcast next week, we will have our reactions to Avengers, spoiler free, of course, because we know some of you won't see it until it hits Disney Plus in November.
The chat likes your Endgame.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Yes.
Well, top of my dome, right here. Didn't even practice that one. So yeah, that's all there is to say about that.
Yeah. So because that will obviously be the number 1 film.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to put predictions on this?
I heard people are talking about 300 million domestic first weekend. Do you believe that?
I believe that. This is the...
That would be a record, right?
That will be the record.
Yeah, that would be the record.
It will open to the 5th largest screenings, or theaters.
Right.
The 5th highest of all time.
Yeah.
It will... The bar it has to pass was set last year by Infinity War at $253 million. Right. For an opening weekend. And everything has been sold out around here.
Everything's sold out. And also, you've been seeing articles pop up about certain theater chains doing like late night showings to the point where it's around the clock showings. Yes. So like they are doing everything they can to make this the new record.
Yes. Disney is pulling out all the stops. They've been running ads on literally everything, everywhere.
Yeah.
As if they didn't need to.
Do you want to put the over-under less than 3?
I kind of want to put it
3.
I want to put it at 3. I think it can do. I believe it can do it. It sounds insane.
It is insane.
It's 50 million more than the record it set last year.
If we did put the over-under what would you take?
I'd put over.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I will be comfortably in under then.
Seeing as when the first Avengers came out, it set the record at the time,
Right.
which has since been broken. And then last year, Infinity War came out and set the record for the time. And here we are, 12 months later, about to set the record yet again.
Well.
From the chat. Glad I don't work till 11 the next day. Because between Stagecoach and Endgame, I'm going to be passed out so hard after.
Yeah, I bet.
Yes. Not only that, but this upcoming weekend is the big battle for Game of Thrones. But I will talk about that in TV.
Yeah,
We're still at Endgame. We're talking
there.
about the cinema battle for the box office receipts here.
Yes, exactly. But we'll get there later. First, before we move into movie news.
I think... Do you have anything else to say about Endgame?
No. But I was going to ask if you saw any movies before we want to move on.
No. I saw Infinity War again. Mm-hmm. By the way, critics, speaking of Endgame, I had this off the top of my head. Critics have seen the movie. The premiere was on Monday. So it is out. It is released. Critics are praising this thing, except for maybe like two. I think the one I saw was from like CNBC Money that reviewed it and didn't said it was fine for a Marvel film. I was like, yeah, but you're a finance magazine publisher. What are you doing reviewing this film?
Yeah, weird.
But from everyone else that I've read that are like in the pop culture or like accredited sites, I want to say, has praised this thing up to the wazoo. I want to put the gauntlet down right now. The Infinity Gauntlet. Damn, that's what I had. No, I had a prop for this. I have that Infinity Gauntlet oven mitt.
Right.
I was going to bring it today.
Prop. We can use it next week.
I'm going to use it next week.
Yeah.
But I'm going to throw the gauntlet down.
Everybody loves prop comedy.
I know.
Right?
Yes.
College favorite.
Broccoli head.
College favorite Carrot Top.
Broccoli head. Yeah. So I'll put the gauntlet down now. Then say that here we are at April 24th. That this thing will not only break the box office record, it will win Best Picture. We will have a Lord of the Rings Return of the King on our hands here.
No.
Yes.
I'm going to pick up this gauntlet, put it gently down on the pedestal, and say, I'll give you a nomination, but there is no way this wins Best Picture. Mark my words, audience.
That's what they said when Return of the King was out.
Yeah. I don't care. This is not Lord of the Rings. This is not Lord of the Rings. There's a way bigger battle here than I think that was. One, there were only 3 movies that were wrapping up there. Also, they were based on a very, very, very famous and successful and revered fantasy series of books. Marvel is still based on the Marvel movies are still based on comic books.
Yes.
It's just not the same league. It is not the same league. We're not there yet. We're still in a place where those movies get nominated, but they do not win.
I think that's why Black Panther was nominated last year, to give Endgame this opportunity to win this year.
Get nominated again and lose.
No, it won't.
I'm sorry, it's not going to win.
It won't lose.
As good as it will be, and I'm sure I'll like it. I'm sure it's good. It's not that I'm saying it won't be good. It's not going to win Best Picture. It's not going to do it. I think we have a chat.
Yes, we do have a chat. Mike's prop this weekend will be the horse head.
You don't have that with you.
No, I don't have that
weekend.
No, that's this weekend. But yes, that's a prop comedy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you'll have lots of comedy.
Oh, yeah, we have lots of comedy there.
But did you watch any movies this week?
No.
Okay. I did.
Whoa,
I
what?
didn't only watch one movie. I watched 2 movies.
Oh, yeah, you were on a flight.
No. Actually, weirdly enough, this didn't happen on my vacation. This happened after I got home.
Really?
And they were both on Netflix.
Okay. What'd you
I watched 2 new Netflix films this week. I watched the romantic comedy Someone Great with Gina Rodriguez.
Okay.
And I watched the Beyonce Homecoming film, which is a film version of her Coachella set from last year.
So I saw that being advertised everywhere on Netflix.
Okay.
Let's talk about the other one first.
Yeah, because that's not really a movie. It's a concert film. You know what you're getting into.
Yes.
Someone Great, however. So it's a romantic comedy, but with a little bit of a twist. It's while watching it, I said to the person I was watching it with, I said that it was like the film, like a film companion to Ariana Grande's "Thank You Next," not the album, the song.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is the theme of this movie is definitely accepting that some relationships don't work out, and to basically enjoy what they were as opposed to mourning what was lost. Like, seeing it as, like, this is a thing that happened, and here's how I benefited from it, as opposed to just being sad that it's over. So yeah, it's interesting. It's the reason why we watched it was because it's a fictionalized, like the star Gina Rodriguez plays a music journalist, and it borrows from a lot of real music journalist experience. Like, this film literally opens with them at a 2011 Postal Service reunion show. Yeah, the Postal Service.
Yes.
Like, yeah, mm-hmm.
And they got such high heights.
Yeah, that's true. And she talks, and throughout the movie, she talks about the music like that she needs to cover, and she works for Rolling Stone and all this stuff. And so yeah, we were like, okay. And the soundtrack is also like wall to wall artists that we recognized. And so we were like, all right. And it's better than I thought it was going to be. It's got some pretty good writing. But yeah, it's definitely one of those movies. If you're not a romantic comedy person, it won't be for you. But check it out. It's on Netflix. It's streaming. So it's a good thing to watch and cry to.
Okay. How does this compare to the Pete Davidson thing you watched?
Oh, this is better than that.
Oh,
that's
okay.
cheesier. That's more like formulaic. This is not as formulaic. This does some creative things.
Okay.
It's also better shot. It's a different kind of movie.
Okay.
But then Beyonce. If you saw her Coachella set last year, which a lot of you probably did, you know what this is. But if you haven't seen it, like I didn't, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. It was a very elaborate show. She intersperses it. It's not just the film, the concert film either. She intersperses it with some backstage like rehearsal footage, and this overarching theme about like the importance of education, and yeah, it's really cool.
Okay.
But I thought, yeah, it was one of the better directed concert films I've seen in a very long time. But it is just that Coachella set. It intersperses footage of both weekends.
Okay.
Into one. But yeah, it's just that Coachella set back to back. Like front to back. So yeah, you'll get the Destiny's Child stuff and everything. Yeah, it's cool if you haven't seen it. And yeah, it sure looked and sounded good on this TV, let me tell you. All right.
Okay.
That's what I watched. So I guess that means we can move on into movie news.
All right, movie news.
Our first story is a little bit of a follow-up to our recurring story about the changes happening to the Academy Awards.
Yeah, so they're continuously updating their criteria, I guess. They had that big meeting a couple months ago where Spielberg and a bunch of other directors came in and tried to push the Academy to try and ban streaming services.
Yeah, or make it difficult for them to compete.
Yeah.
So, looks like this is, finally some decisions have been made in regards to this, and not great for the streaming services. First up, the Academy voted to maintain what they refer to as Rule Number 2, which holds that a film must screen in a Los Angeles County commercial theater for a minimum of 7 days, with at least 3 screenings per day in order to be eligible for any category.
So that's 21 screenings.
Yeah.
So, if anyone's wondering, how do I get my movie nominated?
You can't just stream it.
Yeah.
This is the final nail in that coffin. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, they have to now play by the rules. Mm-hmm. They have to theatrically release it, which means they have to find distribution partners.
Right. They have to find somewhere to distribute this, yes. Which actually plays into that other story talking about Netflix buying up one of the old ArcLight theaters.
That could be good for them, because if it's, as long as it's in LA County,
yep,
they're gold. and they can compete.
And LA County's pretty big, and they didn't say how big the theater had to be.
Turns out. So they also ruled that films released on streaming platforms on or after the first day of their theatrical qualifying run will still be eligible. Note that the key there is the day of their theatrical qualifying run.
Yes.
So even if they're released beforehand, it has to be like right before.
It does not include any of those like 90-day windows where between theaters and streaming.
Right.
It's just it has to be at least 24 hours prior to on streaming or same day release.
Yeah. Other changes that are not streaming related include changing the name of the foreign language film category to international feature film.
I think this was long overdue.
Yeah, foreign language doesn't make any sense because it's not just the language that's foreign, it's the entire film.
Right.
So international film makes more sense. Also,
but yeah, on top of that, not just the name change, they're actually adding another layer to the nomination selection process by getting some of the Hollywood Foreign Press to nominate films.
Oh, okay. That's neat.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll have something to do that's not the Golden Globes.
Exactly.
The makeup and hairstyling category will be upgraded to have 5 films instead of 3 nominated. That's smart.
Yeah. I've always wondered why it was 3.
Seems small. Always.
Yeah. But it's good. They'll get those 5 nominees.
The animated feature category will still be presented, even if there are not at least 8 eligible animated films. So this was a rule? I didn't even realize this was a rule.
So no, it's 8 films to be into the selection committee.
Right.
So they kind of relaxed those rules a bit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can't just have all Pixar, Disney, and Marvel stuff. And sometimes you kind of need nominee stuff that's not maybe up to snuff, like the Minion films or stuff. Illumination.
Gross.
But they said that they will make it a point to put at least 8 on the ballot.
That's interesting. I don't know how that will actually affect the actual
It
category,
won't.
though.
It won't. But it's part of the nomination process.
Yeah. And then also both short film categories now have the option to qualify theatrically in either New York or Los Angeles County.
This means that if you screen in the Tribeca Film Festival, you will be eligible.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the main reason they did that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And scheduling-wise, now that they figured out their thing with the Grammys, now they have a date.
Yes.
So the 92nd Oscars will be held on Sunday, February 9th, 2020.
It is currently still hostless, but fingers crossed I'm going to get it.
Ha, ha, ha. Yes, Media Boat Podcast hosting. Okay, never happened.
It's great for our brand.
Never happened. Someday. All right, that's it for that story.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have some rule changes, some rule solidifications, and understanding what's happening. But yeah, expect this to change probably next year as well.
All right, next up, our second story is about Lionsgate. Everybody's favorite, right?
Yeah,
no?
This is not a good story about Lionsgate.
No. Well, here we go. Doug Liman's upcoming film, Chaos Walking, which stars Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, and Mads Mikkelsen, was previously set for a March 1st, 2019 release date. Well, that date was pushed back sometime in 2020. That film reportedly costs $100 million and is based on the book The Knife of Never Letting Go. It's a weird name.
It is definitely a weird name.
Lionsgate was hoping to recoup some of his costs eventually. Well, that film may never see the light of day now, as the film allegedly, quote, turned out so poorly it was deemed unreleasable.
And that's why we're covering it.
By executives who watched initial cuts. The film is currently undergoing 3 weeks reshoots in hopes of saving the project. Several other films Doug Liman has helmed include Born Identity, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Edge of Tomorrow, all of which, by the way, were chaotic shoots.
Yes, but all of which happened to make their money.
So this one, however, maybe not.
Yeah.
At least not in its current form.
It's got a good cast. I mean, those are 3 really good actors to get people to see your movie. I read the synopsis for this film. Apparently it takes place in a future post-apocalyptic world where people no longer communicate via words, but rather via telepathically.
Okay.
So no one's really speaking; it's just all acting. But then in ADR, they speak by looking at each other.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is weird. It's a weird concept. I can see why they're having trouble because like they're saying stuff, but their mouths clearly aren't moving. So why? Why the voiceovers?
It's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, $100 million for Lionsgate. Plus, because this is what they've already sunk into it, not including these reshoots and not including any marketing materials they're going to put for it.
Right.
So, yeah, this could be a big red mark on their ledger.
Yikes. Okay, that's it for movie news. So that means we get to go right over to television.
Any other movie thoughts? I mean,
nope,
Endgame is just it.
Yeah, next week we'll be back with Avengers thoughts, that's for sure.
I'm trying to think there was trailers. Oh, yes, Will Smith has a new trailer out called Gemini, where he plays himself as a bounty hunter who's trying to take down himself because he was cloned. It's kind of like The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but kind of dumb because it looks like they used de-aging process, but really Will Smith's just kind of shaved.
Ow.
But it's
Okay, let's talk about television.
All right.
We start television with the Sports Corner.
All right.
Not as long as it was last week, I think. But yes, we will be covering some sports. NFL draft is Thursday.
That's tomorrow.
So get ready.
Yes, prepare to get drafted.
Talladega. Not the movie with Will Ferrell.
No.
The real Talladega. NASCAR. This Sunday.
Yes. Expect lots of crashes at Talladega.
Cool. The NHL playoffs move on to the second round. Some of your favorites are already gone.
Yes, I think the two number one seeds are already gone. But if you did not watch last night, whoa, what a game.
Well, first, before you get there, I was going to say, I was in Tampa when the Lightning lost. Nobody was happy. Let me tell you. It was a weird time to be in Tampa. Anyways, but yes, what happened last night?
So last night in Game 7, it was the Golden Knights versus the San Diego Baby Sharks. Not San Diego. San Jose Baby Sharks. Yes. Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Sharks. So, the Sharks were down in the series 3-1. In the series, 3-1 they were down. They won the last two games to tie it. They were down 3 goals. They were down 2 goals going into the third period. They were down another goal. Then about halfway through the third period, they get a major.
Oh, what's that?
A major penalty.
Oh.
So, it's 5 minutes. 5-minute power play.
Oh, no.
In those 5 minutes, they scored 4 goals.
What? Wait, but it was their penalty, which means it was...
No. They were on the power play. Vegas had the penalty.
Oh, okay. Sorry. When you said they got the penalty, I thought they got the penalty.
No. They were on the power play.
They got the power play because Vegas got the penalty.
Yes.
Got it.
5 minutes.
4 goals in 5 minutes.
4 goals in 5 minutes to take a 4-3 lead.
Well, no wonder. All I saw of this was I saw the Golden Knights Twitter account just tweeted us crying emoji. I was like, what happened to them?
So they're up 4-3 after this penalty, after this major.
Right.
Then, with 45 seconds left, and people slapping the puck, trying to get in the net, the Golden Knights score 4-4, send it into overtime.
Oh no.
They go into overtime, and then about 3 minutes left in overtime, their undrafted, recently signed player, who they didn't want to pick up but they just took, scored the winning goal for San Jose, sending the Vegas Knights, who are up 3 goals in Game 7, who are up 3-1 in the series, who made it to the finals last season, eliminated in the first round.
Ridiculous.
Hockey is ridiculous. That's probably the best game of this playoff series. If for those of you who I was going through some stuff on Twitter and other stuff about the game, and people who just happened to turn on the game were ecstatic and are now like hockey fans and will watch the rest of the series.
Crazy.
Yes, absolutely crazy. Hockey playoffs are the best.
So we'll see them as they continue.
Oh no, they're going to lose next round to Avalanche, but
well, I mean, yes, but as the games continue.
Yes.
Then also basketball, NBA playoffs also continue.
Yes, they also continue, and one of the favorites, the Oklahoma City Thunder, eliminated by Toronto Raptors. Boston Bruins won, and Game 7's happening. Game 7 hype train, yes. All the Game 7's hype trained. All the sports are happening.
All of them.
All of it. But yeah, I think they're both either in the second round or entering the second round now. So, playoff sports, it's exciting stuff to watch.
They're happening. And meanwhile, baseball pokes around.
They poke the ball here and there.
It's happening.
Yeah, baseball is continuously happening. Nothing of note. It's just all baseball.
Except for Aaron Judge got hurt.
Yes, Mr. Creative Player himself got injured.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for sports then, unless you have anything else to add before we move on.
No, not that I can think of. No.
All right, let's quickly move on then
baseball,
before you change your mind.
NCAA baseballs, Super Regionals are coming up soon for the College World Series baseball. Oh. Check out your local college team. Listings. Check your local listings and teams if you want to see them before that happens.
Okay, let's move on. You have a real quick television story before we move into the two major ones. Netflix is experimenting with a random episode option on their Android app.
I thought I deleted this.
No, it's still here.
Okay.
So what the hell? There's a random episode?
Yes. Apparently someone was had the latest update on their Android phone, and they went to the menu to pause it, and they saw a button that said random episode.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's currently only available for the most up-to-date Android phones and Android and Netflix update.
Yeah.
But it could be rolled out. Apparently it's just experimental right now.
That's a really good idea, though, except for the fact that they took off the one show that I would have used that on, which would have been 30 Rock. Oh. No longer on Netflix.
You can use it for Friends or The Office or Parks and Rec.
Who cares about that? But yeah, that I think would have been the perfect show for me for a random button.
Yeah, yes, we already covered that the draft is tomorrow. The Cardinals have still yet to make a decision on what quarterback they want.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They have the number one pick, so they could take the number one quarterback, Heisman, or stick with the one they picked last year in the draft. They could both get injured and then they have to go fishing for, like, Blake
Mark
Bortles
Sanchez.
or something.
Same idea.
Yeah.
Anyways. How sad is that they're in the same league now? I mean, they're always in the same league, but you know what I mean.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Anyways, all right, let's get into our main stories this week. All right, here's our little update, or I guess non-update, about the WGA. Remember that whole thing with the Writers Guild against the talent agencies?
Yeah, so I covered this last week where the agents, or the writers, started firing their agents. Well, this is going to be a continuing story as the agents have decided to retaliate.
Doesn't stop. The WGA simply wants the talent agencies to sign a new code of conduct to ensure the agents do their jobs and get their clients the best deals possible. But the agencies have responded by accusing the WGA of trying to throw Hollywood into, quote, predetermined chaos, unquote, and instructed its members to keep a list of any writers trying to get work without using an agent because it is, quote, illegal, unquote. Those are my quotes I'm adding, not yours.
Yes. Also,
this is actually illegal.
No, this is not illegal.
No.
This is just what they're saying.
It's just what they're saying.
Yes.
So just to recap, writers are unhappy with how major talent agencies have been repping them. When confronted with this, the agents refused to make any changes, so the writers fired them. Now, the agencies are saying the writers can't do this because, according to them, writers are legally bound to be represented by people who they believe are shafting them. So they're both at odds with each other.
Yeah.
Who knows when this will
Which is funny because, like, a month ago, we thought they were they were talking. They were at the table. They were coming to a deal. That's all we heard.
They're flipping the table now because both sides are angry. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because, the agents were originally only supposed to get their 10%, But they got greedy, so they started bundling these deals. According to the agents, they say that they do these deals to not only get their writers more exposure, but to get them more connections. So by doing that, they can get them at a lower cost. But you're their agent. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to get them the best deal possible.
Yes.
Because they also need to make a living.
Right, yeah.
And not getting these backdoor deals or bundled deals.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, of course, I'm going to be biased. I'm always going to side with the writers here.
Yes. Oh, no. You should not sign with the agents.
No. They seem like they're being stupid. Because they are.
Do note, big asterisk here, this does not apply to all agents.
Yeah.
There are some agents out there who do good work for their clients. This is for the overall agencies.
Call us.
These are for the agencies, the
we
big corporations.
We don't have representation. Call me. Call me. My number is 94. No.
No, it's a 555 code.
555. 5555. Okay. That's it for that story.
Yeah, we're going to continue to cover this because this is a huge story in the entertainment industry right now. Also, we're entering summer, which is going to be kind of lull.
Yeah. What is not a big story, but fun story for us is a new Jeopardy winner.
So we check in with Jeopardy every now and then.
There's hot stuff happening.
We watch it constantly.
I've fell behind, and then now more so because I was on vacation.
So have you seen this guy play?
No, not yet. There's a hotshot contestant.
Oh yeah.
Who's catching a lot of eyes, making a lot of money. Contestant James Holzhauer. He currently holds the record now for the most single-day winnings. He won $131,127 in a day.
Yes.
Obliterated the old record of $77,000 made by Robert Craig.
That's like $50,000 more.
He currently holds the top 6 places for single-game winnings and second place for the highest all-time winnings in regular season play. He's made $1,061,664 in 14 days.
That is a record in fastest to do it. Well, the fastest to do it in 14 days, but the second highest overall.
The only records he hasn't broken are, of course, the all-time winnings record of $2.5 million set by Ken Jennings after 74 games.
That's also its own record, 74 games.
And then Brad Rutter's regular and tournament winnings that total in $4.6 million.
The rate he's going, he's going to hit both of those.
I mean, we'll see, right?
Yeah. But yes, this is an exciting time to watch Jeopardy. He is this decade's Ken Jennings, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And Ken shouted him out on Twitter, too. He said, oh, this guy.
Yes.
I think
Where was this guy when we had the All-Star game?
Well, yeah, the quote was, I think he was like, I've never seen anybody bet that high and actually have the skills to pull it off.
Yeah.
I think the way he
according to him, he bets it all because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get it right.
Yeah. I mean, if you're this dude.
Yes.
But yeah, it's refreshing to see that. Yeah, like a dude that is doing well because he actually has the skills to do so. Well, not just because he's Austinating the board and just bouncing all over the place.
Well, watch him play and then tell me how you feel.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We'll see.
But question from the chat. The real TV related question is: Are you ready? Are you guys watching Guys Grocery Games right now?
We are.
Yes.
It is true. It is on our television. At least until the Angels start playing, which I think just started.
7:30.
7:30?
I think. Maybe it's a 7:07 start.
I'll check it. Anyways, but we need to talk about... Speaking of things we've been watching, did you watching television this week?
Yes, I did.
All right.
I caught up...
a couple of things.
Yes. I caught up on We the People, the ABC show of good-looking people doing lawyer stuff in the Southern District of New York.
Oh, that show.
Yeah.
You mean every show.
Yeah, you know that show. Watched it for the second season. I like where they're going. I like the characters; they're really engaging. I like the topics they do; it's really engaging. The fact that they shoot these things super quick is that they can do these really up to the date, like topical topics that they cover, and the ability to take stuff from the news to write it and produce it within like a month is fascinating. It's impressive. I'm really happy that the show is here. I am not happy that it is, when it airs, it's at 10 o'clock.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
At night.
Late.
It is. It's ABC's 10 o'clock late show, which I don't like, but apparently it's getting good rewatch, not like on-demand streaming. So that's why it's staying around.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Same. Yes, the Angels are on, if you're wondering.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a good show. I'm liking all the characters. They did the thing where they were going to kick characters off, but then they realized they were too good, so they brought them back. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a fun show. It's definitely good, like, lawyer steps. Baby steps, lawyer steps. Because these are all new lawyers. Or, you know, like, recently graduated, first entering lawyers. I don't know if there's a term for that. Freshman lawyers.
Freshman.
Yeah, freshman lawyers. Frosh. They're green. But it's good. I like it. Check it out. I hope this thing runs for a long time.
Okie dokie. What else?
What else? I have two other things. What other thing?
You have something.
I don't think that's me. Oh, I have Abby's. Yes.
What is Abby's?
Yes. Abby's is on NBC. It's a new comedy from NBC about a neighborhood bar.
Called Abby's?
Called Abby's.
Hey!
Okay. It stars the janitor from Scrubs.
Oh, okay.
And also the dad from The Middle.
That's the same guy.
It is the same guy.
Okay, just checking.
But it also stars him.
Okay.
But yeah, it takes place in San Diego, and it's about a army vet who's no longer at active duty and struggles to keep a job, but has all this bartending experience, so decides to open up a bar in her backyard and invites the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
Which, you know, is cool, except when the landlord of said place dies and their son inherits the place, and, you know, here comes the new boss in town, and this is where it's a comedy. So think Cheers in a very, very relaxed setting.
Okay. Yeah, that seems alright.
It is alright. It's not super funny.
Okay.
It's not your laugh out loud comedy, but
yeah,
the characters they have on there are interesting. The dynamic is interesting, but it really reminds me of that TV pilot we went to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was
the
it
X's?
the X's?
Yeah.
Yeah. It has the same kind of vibe where it's not going to like knock your socks off comedy, but it's comedy enough to where lowest common denominator is going to enjoy it, and I enjoy it. Mm-hmm. The jokes are hit and miss, but they are more hit than they are miss. I like the setting of I think the entire thing takes place inside that single place setting, like you would a bar.
Yeah.
So I don't think they ever go outside. Oh no, they go inside the house a bit.
Okay.
And they do some like the neighborhood shots.
Right.
But for the most part, everything that happens, all the interactions takes place within the bar setting itself, which is cool. I like it. Probably not enough to watch it weekly on a regular,
yes,
but it's good enough. But I like it enough to where I'm going to binge it when like 5 episodes come out and just watch 5-6 episodes.
Okay, and then you also have Bless This Mess, which I believe is an ABC sitcom.
Oh.
Was this bad?
This is bad.
Okay, so I found out this existed while I was in Florida, and my mom was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard about this," and she explained to me why. Or I guess a member of her family pointed it out to her that this show existed, because it is about somebody moving from California to Nebraska.
New York.
New York to Nebraska, which is an experience that my own family, much of my family has done. So they thought this was interesting. My mom said she was going to check it out because of that. But judging by your exasperation, maybe we shouldn't.
So that is the premise. A couple from New York.
Yeah.
Not couple. A newlywed, 1 year married from New York. Decides to upend their life and move to Nebraska because the husband, played by Dak Shepard, which right there, that should tell you everything you need to know about this show. Dak Shepard is in this. Has inherited this house from his aunt, grandma, mom, something like that.
All the above.
Whatever. He inherits the farm, and so he decides that, yeah, we're going to upend our life in New York and go live on the farm. Mm-hmm. And you think, okay, fish out of water, it's going to be hilarious. No.
Is it a lot of awkward, like, learning the farm humor?
Yes.
Okay.
It's learning the farm humor. Yeah. It's the fish out of water humor. Uh-huh. It's we're the perfect couple from New York. We never fight.
Right.
We're going to fight. Now we're immediately going to fight.
Smash cut. Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of that.
Yes. Smash cut. Why don't we have any hot water? I don't know. Let me go check. Like, I'm used to the hot water. I'm used to this. I'm used to that.
Yeah, this thing writes itself, which is not always a good thing.
No, it's not always a good thing. But the reason I'm really anti this is how they get there to this Nebraska thing.
Okay.
So, 1, they're newlyweds. 2, they've only been together like a year and a half. So, they're really into like that newlywed, we don't really know each other yet type of phase.
Sure.
So they're like, why did you guys get married then? It seems like on a whim. Also, the guy is a music journalist. And the girl is a therapist. Uh-huh. Both of them quit their jobs. Well, at least she quits her job. As found out in the pilot, he didn't quit his job. He was laid off.
Oh, jeez.
And so he took this house. He purposely uprooted the family, the newlyweds, the couple, to go to New York, or to go to Nebraska because he couldn't handle the lifestyle of New York, being out of a job. And he figured that this would be a good chance for them to have a new life away from all the distractions of everything. And so he could be like the man of the house, the farmer, the macho man that he thinks he can be.
Yeah.
And that's just played by Dak Shepard.
So you can imagine.
Yes. And that just irked me the wrong way in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
And so that's just the pilot.
Right.
The second episode was Tuesday. I haven't watched it yet. But I don't know if I want to watch it.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
No. I mean, I may watch it just to be interested, like, see if this is as bad as I think this is. Because most pilots, you kind of have to give it some leeway.
Yeah.
But just from the premise of where they're coming from to this thing, I don't like it.
So I watched some television. Watched a couple of things.
Okay, what'd you watch?
Well, first of all, I saw a couple of episodes of American Idol.
Oh.
I have not been watching this season, but my mother has.
Okay.
And since I was in her domain this week, I watched a couple of. So I watched them narrow it down to the last to the top 10. I think
they're at top 10. Yeah. So you watched Disney Night.
Then I watched Disney Night.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Katy Perry's still annoying.
Katy Perry dresses up.
Luke Bryan's still we still don't care about Luke Bryan. I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing to report. I also do, though.
I don't like how they, at the end of Sundays, when they have to eliminate someone, they literally take it to the last seconds, as if there's a countdown he's watching,
dumb.
And then it's like, oh, okay, you're safe. Bye.
Bye. Credits.
Credits.
Yeah, it's not good. However, I did watch something I was surprised about. I was surprised that I liked as much as I did.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the FX show What We Do in the Shadows?
I am familiar with the Johnny Depp film, What We Do in the Shadows.
Well,
sorry, not the Johnny Depp film. The Tim Burton film. Yes. The Tim Burton directed film starring Johnny Depp. It's about vampires.
So this is also about vampires.
Yes. I believe that before that film, it was actually a soap opera dramedy in like the 70s.
Yeah. Well, it has been reimagined.
Yes, I have seen the commercials for this.
As a sitcom.
As it probably should be.
Yeah. And it's pretty funny.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I watched an episode of this stuff. Like, immediately when I tell you the creative minds behind this, you're going to be like, oh, okay. Jermaine Clement is credited as a co-creator.
Okay.
As is none other than Thor Ragnarok director Taika Waititi. So, with those minds, you can imagine the kind of vibe this thing has.
I imagine hilarious musicals.
It's funny. There haven't been any musical stuff yet, but like I said, I've only seen one episode.
Yes.
I'm probably going to go back and watch, though, because I think this is only like the 4th or 5th episode so far.
Right.
It hasn't been running very, very long.
No, I've seen them like put out the promos for this as I watch FX.
So let's just put it this way. So the episode I watched was they have the premise. The premise of this episode is that they're trying to meet up with this other vampire that they know is also in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have to go to a vampire club. And you can imagine like how that goes. And yeah, just each of the vampires has their own like weird quirks. One of them has this hat that he wears the whole episode that the rest of them keeps telling him that it's cursed and he refuses to believe it, but things keep happening every time he puts them on.
Yeah.
It's oh my god. You have to try this show out. I think you'd like it.
Okay.
When I saw ads for it, I dismissed it because the FX kind of humor doesn't usually sit well with me.
Right. I mean, you didn't like the Jay Baruchel show that I watched.
I didn't like Man Seeking Woman.
Oh, Man Seeking Woman.
I don't really like. I've tried Archer, but it never really stuck with me.
Archer's missed more often than it does hit, but
I don't like Always Sunny.
I like.
So I was expecting not to like this.
Right.
I actually laughed through the whole thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna catch up with this. I'm gonna watch it from now on. I think.
I'll probably not this week because between now and next Wednesday I'm booked.
But yeah, they do a lot. Yeah. Yes, I know. Yes. But yeah, they do a lot with the vampire premise, and it's pretty funny.
Okay.
So yeah.
I was turned off because it was a vampire show.
Right, but
also it was a comedy, so
that's what makes it work. Is like I think the reason why I like it as much as I do is because it's funny, and then also the vampire stuff is a cool hook.
Okay.
It makes it a little bit more interesting because you can have a show about terrible people. But if it's too real, it rubs me the wrong way. But if it's if they lean into the fakeness of it all, it's funnier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
All right. Let's move out of thoughts about television and into...
I forgot to tell everyone we're doing thoughts.
Yeah. Oops. I think they figured that out.
Oh, yeah.
And let's talk about cancellations and renewals
instead.
First up, we have a couple of shows on the cutting block here. Chopping block. Rel has been canceled on Fox after one season. One season wonder.
That's by Lil Rel, the comedian.
The Gifted, also on Fox, canceled after 2 seasons.
I think that was the X-Men.
Right, that's the X-Men spinoff.
Right.
Last Man Standing gets an 8th season on Fox.
So you know where Fox is thinking.
Yeah, they're keeping with it. CBS All Access is bringing back The Good Fight for a 4th season.
Okay. I don't know what that is. I think that
The Good Fight is the spin-off to The Good Wife.
Yes.
It's the continuation of those characters.
Right.
CBS proper also renewed a couple of shows. NCIS Los Angeles and NCIS New Orleans will both have one more season.
Yeah.
At least.
I didn't look up what they're on right now, but I know it's not as big as Law & Order SVU, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then we have a few deaths. First up, Henry W. Block, age 96, was the co-founder of H&R Block.
Yes, also entrepreneur, but most famous for H&R Block.
And the Block.
Yes.
Terry Rawlings, age 86, film editor, responsible for Alien, Blade Runner, and Chariots of Fire.
Those are some good films.
Quite a tenure there.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Golan, age 64, film producer, produced Spotlight, The Revenant, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So some hits there too.
Yeah, he won the Oscar for Spotlight because
the
producers get the
are the ones.
Yeah, the ones who get the Academy Award.
And Lorraine Warren, age 92, paranormal investigator and author of The Conjuring, which later became a movie.
Yes, so when they say it's based off The Conjuring and they show the Warrens, that Lorraine Warren is based off a real person, Lorraine Warren, who just died.
Got it.
And I assume now is a paranormal spirit haunting something.
Yeah, probably. Well, that is it for television and cancellations. So I hand this over to you. It's time to talk about music.
All right, it's time for music, and we always start music with the Billboard. And we always start the Billboard with the Hot 100.
Singles.
Yep, all the single songs.
What's the hottest single in the country again this week?
Well, yet again, for the 3rd week in a row, it is Old Town Road by Lil Nas X.
Yep.
That
Have you listened to it again at all?
is being put on the Stagecoach playlist.
Okay, good plan.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a minute and a half, and it's just gonna come on. And
you're gonna love it when you're drunk. Just wait. You're gonna be drunk, and it's gonna come on, and you're gonna be like,
I'm gonna love it when he appears at Stagecoach to perform it live.
Nas X sneaks in.
Someone always does like a special guest, so don't be surprised if he pops up.
Invited.
Or like he'll come out in between two sets while they're setting up and just does the one song because it's a 90-second song.
Yeah, it's not long.
No. Number 2 is Wow, period, by Post Malone.
Wow.
Number 3 is Sunflower by Post Malone and Sway Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is Seven Rings by Ariana Grande. And number 5, Without Me by Halsey. If that at all sounds familiar, it's because it's been that way for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, pretty much. But some interesting things happening in the album chart.
Yes, the Billboard 200, your albums. Number 1 is, I think, a record. Map of the Soul, Persona.
Yes.
You gotta yell Persona because it's capitalized.
Yes.
By BTS. Yep. That is the South Korean K-pop group.
Correct.
I believe this makes them the first to be made number 1.
Yeah.
For their album.
Yeah.
Number 2, When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? ? By Billie Eilish.
Yep.
Number 3 is Free Spirit by Khalid.
Which I understand was number 1 last week, which means I have to add that to something I had to listen to.
Yep. Number 4 was Ventura by Anderson.Paak, which we reviewed last week. And number 5, yes?
Okay.
Yeah, me and my co-host Ty did that. And number 5, Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle.
Still there.
Still getting that posthumous bump.
Yep. All right. Well, what am I listening to this week?
Well, I don't know what you're listening to, but
here are the new
these
releases.
are the new releases. We have Foxygen by Seeing Other People.
No. Remember,
we have Seeing Other People.
The band, and them's the album.
We have Foxygen with Seeing Other People.
I don't know why you're struggling with this the last couple times when it's always been that way.
Well, it's because we do the Billboard as the song and then the artist.
But it never tripped you up before.
I know it never tripped me up before. I don't know why, like, this past month it's been doing that.
I blame Whole 30.
I blame Whole 30. We also have Guided by Voices with Warp and Woof.
Cool.
Kevin Morby with Oh My God. Or Oh My God.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to say that. One of our favorites. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
One of our favorite names. I actually have never listened to
No, I've never listened to them either. But it's a great name.
It is.
Yes, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yes.
With Fishing for Fishies.
It's a good name.
Yes. We have Liam with The Secret of Letting Go. We have Local Natives with Violet Street. Marina with Love Plus Fear, or Love and Fear.
That is the band formerly known as Marina and the Diamonds. They have shortened it just to Marina now.
They run out of diamonds?
Wondering. Yeah, maybe
they have to sell the diamonds?
Yeah.
Or maybe they're waiting until their album goes diamond to put it back in. We also have Marissa Nadler and Stephen Brodsky with Drone Flower, which is a great album name. Nick Murphy with Run Fast, Sleep Naked.
It's good instructions.
Pink with Hurts to Be Human.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's that Pink.
Yep.
Pause. Paws.
Yes.
With Your Church on My Bonfire. Rob Thomas. Yes, that Rob Thomas.
Not the TV producer Rob Thomas, but the Matchbox 20 singer.
Yes, the smooth singer.
The smooth one himself.
Rob Thomas with Chip Tooth Smile.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, the Cranberries in a posthumous...
Well, at least for their lead singer.
For their lead singer, In the End.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Music news now.
News time.
And a follow-up. I assume this is the same Britney. I did not actually read it, but I just saw Britney and thought, hey, it's Britney.
It's
but
Britney,
yes,
bitch.
it is Britney, bitch, and Britney's back. At least temporarily, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully forever.
Maybe.
Britney Spears took to Instagram on Tuesday to reassure her fans that, quote, all is well, after some expressed fears for her well-being. As we noted here on the Media Well podcast 2 weeks ago, she had personally checked herself into a rehab center.
Yes.
She went on to say, quote, hi guys, comma, just checking in with all of you that are concerned about me. All is well. My family has been going through a lot of stress and anxiety, so I just needed time to deal. But don't worry, I'll be back very soon. Spears wrote that she wanted to check in because things that are being said have just gotten out of control, and that she's trying to take a moment for herself. But everything that's happening is just making it harder and harder for her. So don't believe everything you read and hear. This is straight from the artist's mouth, not from third-party speculation, TMZ. I'm going to make stuff up, and hopefully it's real. If not, I'll just redact it.
Yeah, there was definitely some stuff going around that I heard about, which was like there was fans protesting outside the institution, thinking that she was there against her will. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. I'm glad she's got her health. I'm glad she's back to at least able to express herself.
Yeah, hopefully she's doing as good as she said she's good.
Yes. She didn't say that she was done with her stint, but at least she's on the right track. She's getting out in front of all this stuff. Because, if you're unable to say anything because you're, no phones, as they like to do in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, what else in music world?
Well, we mentioned Beyonce and her new concert.
Yes.
But we have other Beyonce to talk about.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you covered this last week, but this did technically get announced last week.
No, I did not cover this last week. Well, Beyonce's Lemonade album, which previously had been exclusively available for streaming on Tidal, is now available across all major streaming services, including Spotify and Apple Music. Upon its release in 2016, that's 3 years ago now, sources close to the singer said that the album would be a Tidal exclusive in perpetuity.
Yeah.
And 3 years is long enough. I mean, it's longer than a Kardashian wedding. By limited the album's availability, Beyonce definitely drove download sales to Tidal. Tidal never releases their streaming data, their numbers, but you could assume that because it was exclusive for such a long time, people. I mean, it did chart, right? So they must have released some type of data.
Yeah.
Her husband Jay-Z was happy because of those Tidal subscriptions.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But it definitely deprived herself of untold millions in streaming revenue by keeping off the more popular services. Although, is she really that worried about money?
Probably not.
Yeah. But at least more people will now get to at least hear Lemonade rather than watch whatever HBO put on in conjunction with it.
Right. So this, as far as I know, does not include that film that accompanied the original.
No, though this is just the audio.
This is just the
MP3
record
files.
itself. So that film still remains a Tidal exclusive. This will allow people to listen to it. Allow me to listen to it. I have not actually listened to it in its completion. So we'll see.
Well, maybe now you can get a seat at the table.
That's the wrong Knowles sister, but
is it?
Fair enough. So a lot of Beyonce happening this week.
Yep. Do you have thoughts?
I did not. Like I said, I'm behind on listening to things, so I did not have anything. I don't have anything new.
I have one thing new. I listened to the new Cage the Elephant album.
Okay.
I was weary going into this thing. I did not.
Do they or do they not still need to cage that elephant?
Apparently, the elephant seems pretty caged. But it's a good sight to look at. It's also a good thing to hear. I was kind of surprised at how much I enjoyed listening to it. It takes a little bit of it sounds like between Arctic Monkeys and like first album Foster the People.
Okay.
But they make it work, and it sounds pretty good. This is not necessarily going to any of my rotation of songs, but the album, weirdly enough, works well cohesively. It definitely, they definitely have a sound they're going for. Not my sound in particular, but if you're into that kind of like new rock, reverb, synth kind of albums, it's right up your alley. Most of my kind of rock is like Linkin Park and like the new Panic at the Disco, like loud arena rock, Imagine Dragons. So this isn't necessarily what I'm listening to on a regular basis, but having listened to it, it didn't turn me away as much as I thought it would. It's definitely worth at least checking out if you're into that kind of stuff. I can assume there's going to be some hits on this album. Cage the Elephant is definitely a local, or a favorite local here on the radio stations, on the rock stations. But it's, yeah, go ahead and check this thing out. It's not, I won't say it's not terrible. It's something better than that. It's not. It's better than terrible.
Okay.
It's a good listen. It's a good listen. It's an interesting listen, especially at where rock music is, especially that kind of rock music.
Yeah.
It's definitely like right in that bullseye zone of this is what's going on now. And I think that's good what they did.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I did not listen to anything else.
All right, let's move on.
I will not be listening to anything new this weekend, as my ears will be severely plugged with country music. So, moving on to video games. We start video games.
Now, I don't know how much you covered last week, but last week was a really big week.
It was
a lot of crazy stuff happened.
Yeah.
Between PlayStation 5 being all but confirmed and the stuff from that Wired interview. Because I didn't know what you covered, I do not have any of that here.
No, I did not cover any of that.
Okay.
I covered the PlayStation stuff.
Okay.
No, I did cover the PlayStation because it was in conjunction with them announcing their new PSN ID. This is also why you should listen to our
I know.
podcast.
But yeah, the biggest news, of course, was that PlayStation 5 stuff, that Wired story.
Yes, the Wired story basically all but confirmed it. But they also did say, don't expect to be at E3 this year. It will be next year. Right. Also, and confirmed if it even be called the PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
we're just all assuming it'll be PSV.
PSV.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, to go with the PSVR.
But before we get to news, though, there are new releases to be had.
Yes, we have 2.
Yeah, it's a slow week because you covered the big ones.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just the leftovers.
Yep, we have Fade to Silence for the PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age for Xbox and Switch.
This is like a spin-off of 12.
Yeah.
Has already been on Sony platforms for a while. No big deal here.
No, but it's on the Xbox and Switch.
Yeah.
If you somehow bought those consoles, want to play it again, or never played it to begin with.
Yeah, if you somehow want this, it's now available.
Yes. But we have actual news to cover now. And this is a big story that I'm glad you put it in here.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
Yeah.
This is yet another update on the wild world of Anthem.
So, we're going to talk about early development Anthem, as they're still calling it.
Yeah.
Developer BioWare is delaying several expected features for its online game, Anthem. Those features include the Mastery System, Guilds, Phase 2 Legendary Missions, Weekly Stronghold Challenges, Leaderboards, some free play events, and Cataclysms. All of this sounds more like a second game, or, the game they should have put there in the beginning.
Yeah. This is interesting because when the launch first happened, a lot of people were like, oh, well, Destiny had a rough launch too, and all that stuff, and so everybody was giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's like, oh, it'll probably have the same kind of rollout, where it'll start out rough, and they'll get there with updates. But this suggests a different kind of thing. This suggests that EA is, really in, crisis mode, and it's like, well, this stuff isn't ready either. We have to delay this stuff. So who knows when Anthem will get better, when the content that's supposed to make it better keeps getting pushed back.
Do note that this is on top of all the posts about, or all the noted bugs about the guns, the drop rate, the matching system, the microtransactions for skins, and just everything else on top of this buggy game that people literally paid $70 for, plus, and continue to spend money on, and yet they don't even get the full game.
Mm-hmm.
This game should not have been released, should not have been pushed back and re-released. It's like, screw, we want to put it out on this date, but make sure you have a complete game first, and then push it out. But no, EA, money. Apparently they want this, well, not just this game, but also Apex Legends, which has taken a severe hit for EA.
Yeah.
Like, an additional 50% of what they already lost is gone.
It's all just a disaster. And it continues to be disastrous, as opposed to getting better, which we all thought it was going to.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
EA, what are you doing?
What you doing?
They're trying to squeeze us for money, and we're onto their games. We're onto their games, because if it's in their game, it's in their game.
That's what they say.
And clearly, we're not going to be played no more.
Ha.
Ha.
All right, that's it for that story. On our next story.
All right.
What's our next story?
Square Enix. I don't know what you have here for Square Enix, but I have something tangential to Square Enix to talk about.
Well, this is a little bit of an E3 story, because E3 is rapidly approaching.
Yes, and as we have noted, Xbox, or Microsoft, will be the only big conference there.
Yeah, they also announced, I didn't have this, but they announced the day that they're doing their conference. Sunday!
Sunday.
Moving to Sunday. So yeah, there will be a weekend show, which previously was reserved for third-party conferences. Now, Microsoft will be on Sunday.
Well, yeah, normally it was third parties on the weekend.
Mm-hmm. And then Monday would be Sony, and then Tuesday would be Microsoft.
But since Sony's not going to be there.
Why not? They moved up. All the way up, as opposed to what everybody thought, they would be taking the Monday slot.
Well, Square Enix will also be there, as they have announced.
They'll be taking the Monday slot.
The Monday slot. As they've announced the date and time for the E3 2019 presentation on that Monday, which will feature an, quote, exciting lineup of titles when it takes place on Monday, June 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Though Square Enix didn't divulge which titles would be shown off during the presentation, it's safe to assume we're going to see Tomb Raider, Final Fantasy, and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, probably.
And probably whatever that Marvel thing they teased us like 3 years ago.
I would hope that's there. Especially, they have to like somehow like especially with all the Avengers talk right now, they have to follow up with actually showing that game. Surely, right?
Oh yeah, this is the time to capitalize on that game that you teased us about.
Thank you. That was the word I couldn't think of. Here's why I was pausing there.
Come on, capital letters.
Capital letters.
The event will be streamed live worldwide as it happens, with viewers encouraged to join in the conversation by using the hashtag Square Enix E3.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the only Square Enix thing we have going on.
Okay.
Because as of yesterday, the first update for Kingdom Hearts 3 is out.
Okay.
This includes addition of Critical Mode, New Game Plus, additional photos, additional updated combat system, and this is additional with New Game Plus. What I meant to say was plus additional updates to the Gummy Phone, so you can actually track what you've already made in the synthesis, what you've already done in the some of the mini games, and actual criteria of what you need to complete it. But with New Game Plus, you can now, because no game has done New Game Plus before, you can now, when you start a new game, roll over your Keyblades.
Oh, okay.
So the Keyblade that you usually get at the end of the game, you can now use at the beginning.
Yeah.
This includes Ultimate Weapon and you can go through and create all the stuff for Ultimate Weapon again. So you can eventually, you can do it enough times, you'll have all slots of Ultimate Weapons.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be great.
All right.
I want to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll play another 100 hours of the game.
Probably. But this will be interesting because Kingdom Hearts 3 will be speedrun at Summer Games Done Quick.
Yes.
This upcoming soon. They have that locked in for the original playthrough. I wonder if, because you can now import your new games or your saved Keyblades, if they'll do a even faster run with New Game Plus.
Maybe. Or maybe that'll be like a special, like, voted on, like,
most of the time it is.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like an additional incentive.
Yeah.
Especially like if they can do it a lot faster, like
Right,
say, because right now it's clocked in about 3.5 hours to beat the game. But yeah, if you could do it in say 30 minutes,
Yeah,
somehow.
another small little.
I don't know. That Ultimate Weapon is pretty dominant.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get that at the end of the game, but if you're just through the entire game,
right?
Just
it.
spam everybody.
All right, well, that's exciting.
Yeah. And then thoughts. Did you play any video games?
I did not, but it looks like you did.
So you know how much we like Horsey Jockey.
Oh yes.
Pocket Jockey.
Always.
Yes. So I found something very similar on my phone.
Okay.
It's a relatively new game. Only been around about a month, but
Okay.
you play. But it's solitaire in a jockey format.
Okay.
I put this on there because I found it. It's like, oh my god, this is great. This is exactly what I wanted. But, you know, there's no, like, little horsey running. You just have to complete it, and there's no timer. So it's very casual. So it's more relaxed. You don't get to change your horse, though. I just want to play Pocket Jockey. You know, screw this. This game, it sucks. It's on mobile. It's just a solitaire game with a horse background dropped onto it.
You just need to charge your 3DS
I still play Pocket Jockey, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently.
But, yeah, so I thought I found, like, the thing for it. Like, the perfect mobile replacement.
But
no, it's just solitaire.
Mm-hmm.
And then even, like, not all games are winnable. Some of them are really broken.
Right.
To where, like, you can only play, like, 1 or 2 cards and, like, you can do it in nothing else but just click all the way through. Each game costs 500 coins, but you'll only net about 300. And they only give you about 1,500 per day.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb. I hate those mechanics.
It is. There's the incentive to buy additional coins so you can continue playing. But no, I've just...
Meanwhile, if you like Picross, still going strong on Pixel, whatever the hell.
Oh, the Konami Pixel?
Yeah.
Or Capcom Pixel thing?
Konami. You're
That's Konami.
Yeah, it's...
Well, see, I thought Capcom because I thought there was Mega Man.
No. It's still good. I still only, I think I'm up to like 40% of all the possible puzzles, so...
So you've not paid for anything yet, right?
No, still not. And
the
hints refresh every 10 minutes.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's still good. It's getting harder as I play. I'm now on like 4-star difficulties, and they can get tricky. So sometimes I'll have to leave one on the back burner until I get a hint, and then come back to it.
Okay.
It's still fun. It's great for playing, let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, that's cool that you can save your progress and wait. And not like you have to come back in.
How it works is they give you 3 slots to save puzzles, and then the boss slot. Then a boss fight happens every like 30 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
Or to 2 hours. I don't actually know how it is. But like, yeah, so like you can leave one and still have 2 others that you can start.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's really, it's like I said, it's the best mobile cross game I've ever played. So good.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Yep,
just ads. Just the occasional pop-up ad for like a Yu-Gi-Oh game or whatever.
Yeah. Well, with that, we're done.
I think we're good.
I think we're good here.
That's it.
All right. Do you have any other thoughts on games real quick before we go?
I don't think so. Mortal Kombat 11 is out, but I have not played it.
Apparently, do not play that game. Apparently, do not play Mortal Kombat 11.
Okay.
Because I was reading online about this, and the drop rate is terrible.
Yeah.
Even if you spend...
I've heard the microtransactions are off. But I also heard the story is amazing.
Yes. If you want to play it for the story,
and
for single player combat or like co-op, like
or just playing against your friends, like that all seems fine. It's if you care about unlockables.
Yes.
That's where apparently people are having a hard time.
Yeah, apparently it's like if you hit every unlockable, If you get every unlockable on the first time without any repeats, it will still cost you about $6,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's dumb. And of course, that's not going to happen because of drop rates.
Right.
So you potentially spend more just to 100% the game.
Yeah.
So no.
If you care about that kind of thing, steer clear. But if you don't, like me,
it's a fighting game.
I want to try it.
It's World
No,
Combat.
I want to play
You
that
want
thing.
some fatalities.
I want to play that thing. Too bad it's not on Game Pass.
No.
Oh well. All right.
Red box.
That's it.
All right. Plug away. We're done.
That's it for the Media Boat Podcast this week. So we will be back with another live episode next week. You can tune into those on YouTube.com. Just search Media Boat Podcast on the search bar and you'll find us. Subscribe. I did get a heads up on Twitter this week about YouTube changing some things about notifications for subscribers.
Yes.
And I want to let you guys know this just in case this affects you. YouTube does not always notify all subscribers. They've now switched to only notifying every single time if you've hit the bell icon
Yes.
to get notifications.
So they put the bell icon about 6 months ago as a test run, and YouTubers ever since then have been saying, make sure you hit the bell to notify.
Yeah.
Apparently YouTube will now be switching over completely to the bell system.
It's kind of like a Twitter thing where it's like, if you follow someone, you think that you're going to get all their tweets, but really, depending on Twitter's algorithm, you might not get all of their tweets.
Well, you'll get them in your feed,
Yeah.
not necessarily when they actually tweet them live.
Yeah, so just make sure if you do want to get notifications every time we go live, make sure you hit that bell.
Also, when we go live, we post it to Twitter and to Facebook.
Yes, and we have those as well. Twitter, we're at MediaBoatCast, and Facebook, just search MediaBoat Podcast and you'll find our page. If you want to hear the audio version of this podcast, that's also available to you. Just search MediaBoat Podcast on any of your RSS feed-driven podcast services. Thank you, Podbean, for hosting us also.
Yes, thank you for taking our money.
That too. Other than that, you can find us playing the occasional video game on twitch.tv/video games. No, that's not us. Twitch.tv/MediaBoat. And if you want to help us out with money, you can donate to us on patreon.com/MediaBoat. Donate as little as $1 a month, and that will help us do even more. So please help us out and become our first patron. Someone, please. That's it. So we'll be back next week for another episode. And for now,
next week's going to be a big episode. We'll have our Avengers Endgame review. We'll have a Stagecoach review. We'll have all your music catch-up review.
I think, maybe.
We will have the Game of Thrones big Battle of the Living and Dead. I forgot to mention in TV that's coming up this weekend.
It's happening.
So we'll have that as well. Possibly we'll squeeze in a video game somewhere, maybe.
We'll see.
But all that coming next Wednesday.
So we'll be back. See you guys next time.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye. All right, we'll be catching up with YouTube Live After Show. If you are live, we talk to you live as this happens. We're good. Same. Doctor was watching Guys Grocery Games.
Yep.
So we're good.
Yep.
We're good here. We're good to go.
Bye.
We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.